Probably his, from a tangible standpoint, his ability to get the ball to second and third, receivers. I felt like at the line of scrimmage he would do a great job. But just from a tangible, from an intangible, his leadership has been pretty remarkable starting in January.
You've said that he was kind of a gunner early in his career, CJ, and that doesn't seem to be there. Although last week at Northwestern he did make a couple of Brett Favre running the line of scrimmage plays, but that doesn't seem to be there. He's making good decisions.
Right.
When did you see that? When did you know that he was going to? You could trust him with the ball like that.
Well, coming out of August, I felt that, but until you go play in a ball game, you don't really know for sure. I mean, until you put the quarterback out there with the band and the lights on, you're not sure. But he's, somewhere, I don't know, third or fourth game, it wasn't like it was an epiphany. It's just, okay, he understands taking care of the ball and understand when he should take a shot and when he should not.
Have you identified a part of the run game or the pass game where you would like to see improvement over the second half of the season?
Sure. I think in the in the pass game, our movement balls have not been up to standard in terms of getting the quarterback on the edge, whether or not that's off play action or sprint out or whatever. I think that's an area that we have to improve in the passing game. And then in the in the other aspects, we're constantly looking for better ways in that 3rd and 2 to 3, whether or not that's a throw, whether or not that's a run. I think that's an area that we can improve in as we continue down the stretch.
Is LaShawn working 100% now? Is he all the way back?
He will be after this week.
How do you envision that working with him, Wadley, and Mitchell for the Maryland game?
Well, just, I really won't have a good answer until next week. We see, that he is 100% and he's able to go. And then we'll kind of play it by ear after that.
You've played 2 of your true freshman wide receivers. Can you discuss those guys and how that group has looked?
Well, one of the things that happens with injuries in general is if you can survive them, you end up with more depth. Cole Croston and Sean Welsh have both played at tackle, James Daniels, and then with Tavon's injury, Jeremy Smith has started and played well. Played well at Wisconsin, even though we didn't get him the ball. He was open a couple different times. And then he came back here the next week and did a good job. So he is really a very unique freshman in terms of his ability to comprehend everything that's going on, and changes and sight adjustments and route adjustments to different coverages. Adrian, we haven't been able to play him quite as much as we had hoped, but we felt like that when we made the decision to play him that by this point in the season, he would be getting closer because he is a very talented guy. And hopefully over the last 5 or 6 ball games, we'll be able to get him some more action.
What's it like as a coordinator when you're able to throw heavy personnel on the field, and that tells the defense, it's going to be a run, it's going to be probably between the tackles, probably maybe an inside zone, and you're able to run that, especially against Illinois. What's it like for you to be able to press that same button and have that work?
Well, it's anytime that your line can take a ball game over, it's a great feeling because, when they're coming off the ball the way they have been and your back's running behind, sometimes things are not always clean when you look at the coach's copy and you look at the end zone. But guys are coming off with such intensity and backs are running and trusting that there's going to be something when they get there. And then even if there's not, they're sliding one gap or whatever and being productive. It is a great thing. I mean, there's no other way to describe it.
The resumes for your left tackles now are almost even, with Boone Myers playing 4, Cole Croston starting 3. When Boone is fully recovered, how do you see that playing out between those two?
Well, when he's fully recovered, it gives you confidence that we can roll Cole in there and that he could play at a high standard. And again, I mean, those things we haven't had to worry about rolling anybody lately. And but hopefully, when they all get well, then we can you know, we can work some kind of rotation where we're getting them all on the field and they're all staying healthy.
When Jordan was hurt Saturday,